Hey channel, good morning. It's Sunday morning. We've had our breakfast. Bob came out again for breakfast. Bob, good to see you again. Let's see, Mark came out for the second time. Mark, it was great to see you. Jody came out for well, I forgot, I've lost count. Jody, you've been out quite a bit. It's good to see Jody out there. And then of course the great Don Smith, always a pleasure. And Cruiseman, the reason everybody comes to breakfast. Anyway, speaking of Cruiseman, I am now on my way to Cruiseman's garage to get the bike ceramic coated. Bought the ceramic coat some time ago. I'll put a link to that in the description below. And he's going to help me get this ceramic coat on. Just gave the bike a good washing, all the painted surfaces, because that's where the ceramic coat is going to go. Gave it a good wash. It's going to need a little buffing here and there to get out a couple of scuffs that regular washing just won't get out. But then we're going to put the ceramic coat on there, and from what Cruiseman tells me, the longest part of the job is taping off the bike where you don't want the ceramic liquid to go. So going to be doing that. So we're on our way, and I'm going to film a little bit of it because I'm curious. Anyway, I'm glad you're with me today. I already got the video out for this weekend, so this will be a video for another weekend. But I'm glad you're joining me. It's a beautiful day for a ride. Beautiful day. 8,500 miles on Jarvis. Just flipped over 8,500 miles, which is a tiny bit of miles for, what is it, coming up on 2 years here. Good gracious. December 31st, it'll be 2 years. Wow. Really? Where does time go? Alright, let's get on it and get to Cruiseman's garage. Back in a bit, channel. And by the way, I want to say thank you to everybody who watched my last video where I asked if you would take a moment and go to my photography YouTube channel and subscribe there. Many of you did. Much appreciated. Trying to grow that channel. If you haven't yet, go over there and check that out. Robert White Photography. And subscribe. You might find something cool and interesting. Alright. Not far from Cruiseman's garage, folks. So I'm glad to be getting this done. It's been a long time in coming. You really need to do this when you first buy your bike, because any kind of permanent mark, like a rock chip, I have a tiny rock chip on my front fender. Well, that's about to be even more permanent, because I'm going to ceramic coat over it. And, you know, any scratches that don't buff out, they're going to be in there permanently. It is what it is. This is as soon as I could get to it or even thought about doing it. So, we're going to do it today.
Okay guys, here I am. The famous Cruiseman's garage. We're going to be putting on this ceramic coat, as I said a little bit ago. Chris here is Cruiseman's here. Say hi to him, guys, and yeah, let's get this done.
Okay, Cruiseman is just going over all the painted surfaces right now with a alcohol mix, just to get any sort of solutions or oils off the bike so that the ceramic coat will have a better adhesion. Okay guys, what we're doing now is we're taking some masking tape and taping up the areas like the leather, the seats, that where we don't want the ceramic coat liquid to get on, because it's harder to get off. This takes the most time, it's not difficult. So we're gonna finish taping this off. And one reason I come over to Cruiseman's garage is because his garage is air conditioned. And heated, that's right. So he just turned on the AC so we don't sweat to death in here while we're doing this. All right, well, the bike is going to glow in the dark now since we have this tape all over it. All right, guys, one of the things that we're doing to prep for this is we're getting the buffer out. We're going to buff out some things that don't get wiped away as a normal cleaning aspect. Like, this is my right side panel, and invariably when I stick my leg over or I'm pulling my leg off, I'm thinking that's really when it happens. Pulling my leg off, my boot hits it, and I don't know if you guys can see this.
I don't think it'll focus that close.
Yeah, but it's, yeah, you can see the glare.
Can you?
Yeah. You see those scuff marks, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Those don't come out with just normal washing, so we're going to take his polisher and buff those out. We've done it once before, and they come right out. But we don't want those. Oh, and there's some scratches in the paint. We don't want those.
Where at? Let me see.
Oh, maybe that's not a scratch. I don't know. Little things right there. We don't want those permanently under the ceramic coating, so we're going to get them off.
The main thing, well, I say the main thing, one of the things to remember when you're using one of these polishers is don't start it up here. If you do, that stuff just starts flinging off. So always make sure it's on the paint before you start it spinning.
I got you.
And turn it down to low first. We'll start on level 2.
I think I'm gonna back up in case some collateral damage. Oh yeah, that's not too bad. That's not even spinning. Huh.
It is, it's just very slight. Really, on this speed, I'm just spreading it around.
Yeah.
The only thing you have to be careful, well, not the only thing, is these edges, where, because the paint's always thinner on a hard edge, like right here.
Okay.
So you always have to kind of not press down too hard.
Yeah.
And I'm just letting the weight of the, I'm not pressing down at all.
Okay.
That one's pretty deep.
Sucker's a booger, isn't it?
That one's pretty deep. One more little.
So one of these scuffs is pretty deep, and we think it's under the clear coat maybe. So Cruiseman has been using some 3000 grit sandpaper and wet sanding it, which took off most of it, but there's still a little bit of it left that's just being stubborn, so it may just have to stay there.
Now the problem you run into is you never know how thick the clear coat is till you start working on it.
Right.
These parts came out pretty good.
Okay.
It's just that one is really stubborn.
Okay, guys, so like I said, we took sandpaper to this, and you can see, you know, this dull place now is where we've gone over it and over it with this 3000 grit sandpaper, and it's sort of taken the sheen off, but we'll polish it out and it'll be clear as new. But what doesn't seem to want to come out is that one little scuff. I don't know if you can see it. Let's see. Yep, you can see it glistening in the light there. That little glisten just doesn't want to come out. Yeah. So
I'm afraid it might be under the clear coat, and I'm afraid to sand anymore because I don't know how thick the clear coat is on this.
Yeah. So we're going to call it. It is what it is. So now we're going to use some polish and buff that back out.
Use a little bit more. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It was just kind of dull.
Yeah.
Like a,
I saw like
almost like a marring, like something had rubbed it.
Yeah.
That looks pretty damn good.
Yeah.
It's actually held up pretty well. I see a little bit of scratches in here.
Mm-hmm.
Let me hit that real quick. The thing about ceramic coat is, think of it like liquid glass. It's like you're putting a very, very ultra thin microscopic layer of glass. So it's going to seal in any scratches you've got.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure it's as good as you can get it.
Yeah.
So you're not sealing in.
Scratches, right.
Yeah, that looks pretty good there. Because we're going to go over it again with IPA.
Okay.
Just to make sure.
Okay, we're applying some correcting cream here.
This is perfecting.
Perfecting, sorry. Correcting was earlier, getting the scratches out. This is perfecting, which is a milder polish and is sort of the final step in getting it prepped. All right, just getting the last little bit here buffed up, and then we'll just about be ready to apply the clear coat, the ceramic coat. Okay, next to the last prep step is, now that we've got everything buffed out and polished and scratches are gone, is to go over it one more time with the alcohol mixture, just to get any of the residues and anything that might be left on from the polishing fluid off of it, so we get a good adhesion by the ceramic liquid.
And it might be good information for people that are thinking about doing a ceramic coat to don't think that a ceramic coat is going to prevent something like somebody coming up keying your bike or something like that. It's not that. It's I'd say the biggest thing is it makes it easier to keep your bike clean.
Okay.
And I mean, it will help, resist minor scratches, but
it's got to be a little tougher than the clear coat that's on here.
Well, like I say, it's literally almost like a little thin sheet of glass over the paint, and that's why the ceramic coat only lasts so long.
Yeah.
And to remove it, you literally have to polish it off. You can't just take it off with. It's very resistant to chemicals.
I see.
So harsh detergents, things like that, will not damage ceramic coat like it would a wax job.
I see.
It'll just take wax right off.
Okay, well, we got all of the ceramic coating applied. It's just like applying wax back in the day when you used to do it by hand. You go one way for coverage, then you come back in a crisscross pattern and do the other way, just to make sure you've got everything covered. Now we're waiting for it to cure. You'll know that because the plastic parts will start melting. No, I'm kidding. It turns a rainbow color, I'm told, or something similar to that. That's how we know that it's sort of cured, and then I'm guessing we buff it off or something?
Yeah,
all right.
Actually give you.
So we'll get to buffing here in just a minute.
Actually, I am surprised it hasn't already flashed. Usually by the time I'm finished applying it, the first part I've done is already ready to be buffed off. And it may be. It could be this.
I was going to say, maybe this doesn't turn rainbow either.
It may not as much as the other.
Okay, we have let this ceramic coat sit for what has been 30 to 45 minutes now. And getting it off is a pain in the butt. It feels sticky. It feels like it never cures enough. But we're doing exactly what the instructions tell us to do. So it is curing. It's just a lot thicker and a lot more difficult to get off than the other product. So Cruiseman has a topper, a solution that they sell, same company sells, they call it, it's a topper for it, that you go over top after you finish ceramic coating, and it noticeably makes it slicker and smoother after applying that topper. So that might be, what's going on here.
Because we noticed how my bike felt much slicker than yours.
Right, and he had already put, now he used the other product, the older product, but he had also put that topper on there, and I mean, a rag will slide right off his paint without any effort, just fall right off, and it wouldn't on my bike. Matter of fact, the rag doesn't want to slide easily anywhere.
It's like almost like a gummy.
Yeah, like you're getting a gummy something or other off. You sprayed it with, I don't know. Now once it comes off, it's off. But boy, getting it off is
Yeah, it shouldn't be that hard.
a little more difficult. Now granted, neither of us have seen any videos about this product, so maybe this is par for the course, but we were just expecting it to be the same as the other product, which was, dried in 10 minutes and easy to get off. And it could have been that, we've been talking about it, it could have been that I just applied it too thick. It could have been that the product is just thicker and needed longer to dry, because it doesn't tell you in the instructions how long to let it sit. It just says wait until you get an iridescent, oily sheen to it, which is what we thought we had.
All right, well, that took a little longer than we expected because of the difficulty in getting the product off. Now, it's possible we put it on too thick. It's possible we didn't let it sit for long enough, but heck, we let it sit for 30 minutes or 45 minutes. We'll have to do some more research to see what might have been that issue, but it ultimately came off. And Chris had a spray that's called a topper spray that he used after we had gotten it all off, which made the paint noticeably slicker. I mean, significantly slicker. But hopefully there's a sort of glass coating on the bike now, and we'll protect it a little bit. I certainly appreciate Cruiseman for taking the time and effort, and there was a lot of effort put into putting this on today. So mission accomplished, although not as easy as we thought it would be, but hey, it's done. All right, friends, I'll talk to you again soon. Until then, ride safe and God bless.